Let's just say you bought a new VHS camera, or you have some old home movies, and you want to know how you can quickly change those into nice digital files. In this video, I'm going to walk through everything you need and how you can do it for less than $20. So to actually begin converting your VHS tapes to a digital file, you're going to need a VHS to digital converter. The VHS to digital converter I have is a pretty cheap one that I picked up on from Amazon a couple years ago. And essentially on one end you have a USB that you stick into your computer, and then the other end you have 3 RCA cables and an S-video out. This gives you 2 ways to actually convert your VHS footage to digital, depending on what type of inputs you have. So VHS to digital converter is something you need, but you obviously are gonna need a camera, some type of starting point to get that tape rolling and into the converter. So for me, I have the Sony Hi8 Handycam. I did do a video about this a couple videos ago, so if you're interested in picking up a new camcorder, go ahead and watch that video. So to actually interface your VHS to digital converter to your camera, you're going to need some type of cord. And for the Sony Hi8 Handycam, I have this 3.5mm AV male end that goes to 3 RCA cables that are also the male end. So on the VHS to digital converter, we have 3 female ends here for the RCA cables that I'll be using. And then coming from the camera, I have 3 male RCA cables and a male 3.5mm AV cable. Depending on what type of make and model camera you have, you may need a different cord, but this step should pretty much apply to most VHS cameras out there. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below and I'll be sure to help you out. So on your computer, you're pretty much just gonna plug in the VHS to digital converter. It is kind of bulky, so you may need to free up some spare USB ports to allow for some room. We're just gonna plug it in like that. And once it's plugged in, you should hear kind of a chime on your computer and a green light actually illuminate on it. Once your converter is actually plugged into your computer, you can go ahead and plug the male RCA cables in. Now that our camera is actually connected, we're gonna wanna go ahead and put our VHS camera into the player mode. Now that we've actually created a link between the camera and the computer, we need a way to actually record that footage. So the software that I recommend for this is going to be OBS Studio. However, with a lot of these VHS to digital converters, they have their own software. I just find that with OBS Studio, you have a lot more flexibility with recording settings and file types and all those kind of things. All right, so once you've installed OBS Studio, you should be looking at an interface similar to this. The first thing we're gonna wanna do is go down to this plus symbol at the bottom and actually select a video source. So for us, we're gonna be using a capture device. So we're gonna go and select the video capture device option. You can rename it if you'd like. We'll just call it VHS to digital. And then we wanna make sure our source is visible. All right, so now we actually get to set up the options for those. We're gonna go ahead and select on AV to USB 2.0 because that's our capture device. And then we're going to want to scroll down a little bit. And there's a couple resolution FPS types. If you're shooting on a Hi8 Handycam, it is gonna be recording at 29.97 FPS. So we can go ahead and set up those options. Then again, for a Sony Handycam, the resolution of that camera is actually gonna be a 720 by 480. For the FPS option, we're just gonna select match output FPS because we'll set up those settings as well. And then video format, I just leave that on any. And yeah, so we don't wanna flip it vertically, we don't want any rotation, and yeah, we can go ahead and move on. All right, so we notice the screen is blue over here. If we hit play on our camcorder, we should actually see our footage now. And to get your window to actually fit your VHS footage, these are settings you'll need to set up. So we're gonna go down to settings down here at the bottom right. We're gonna go to output. So for converting your old VHS footage, around 3,000 kilobytes per second is gonna be good. That's 3 megabytes per second. These aren't very intensive video files, so anything over that would really be overkill. Audio bitrate 320. Video encoder X264. For the encoder preset, we're gonna select on fast, high CPU usage, high quality. Don't know how much this really matters. And then recording path, you're gonna wanna go ahead and just hit browse and select a recording section on your hard drive. And then recording quality, I'm just gonna do indistinguishable quality, large file size. Recording format, MP4 is preferred because I'm on Windows, so we'll just do MPEG-4. I haven't really messed with the audio sections too much. And then now in the video section, your base canvas resolution, this is gonna wanna match your actual footage itself. So again, Sony Hi8 Handycam is gonna be a 720 by 480. And then we don't really wanna scale that resolution at all. And then common FPS values, we'll just stick to 29.97. We're gonna hit apply. And now we should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit start recording. And then I'm going to actually hit play on my camera. And one thing to make sure also is that your VHS to digital slider down here is actually set to the VHS to digital, your source. If you have desktop audio going on and this is turned up, it's gonna record anything on your computer at the same time. Definitely don't want that. Mic/aux, I believe this is also coming from the source. So we can just leave both of those turned up. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope this helped you out, kind of gave you the tools you needed to actually convert your footage. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments below. I'll be sure to respond to them. I pretty much made this video because my last VHS video is one of the only videos on my channel getting any traction, so figured this would be a good follow-up one. So if you came from that video, I really appreciate you watching it. But again, thanks for watching and have a blessed day.